The South African fresh produce industry is a major role player in the greater South African agricultural landscape. To tell us more about this, I'm talking to Vito Rugani, co-founder and director of Greenway Farms. Vito, welcome.
Morning, Gerard.
Vito, tell us a little bit more about Greenway Farms. Where do you guys come from and what are we looking at today?
Greenway Farms is run by two families, the Square family and the Rugani family. Both families came to the country at the turn of the century, early 1900s. Although my partner Vince and myself started farming together, and we literally had to start from scratch. We had no financing, we had no equipment, we just had hopes and dreams and were willing to work. We managed to grow from 20 hectares to over 3,000 hectares of irrigation in a period of 30 years. We were the first to grow hybrid carrot seeds. We were the first to do precision planting. We were the first to have multiple locations, mechanical harvesting, hydrocooling, brushing, and cold chain supply of carrots. And now recently we started a juice factory as well, which is a world first technology. So now instead of being South African first, we for a change world first.
I think that there's constantly a perception that South African fresh produce is expensive. But seen from a global perspective, where do we stand?
We are gifted, we are blessed in this country with cheap food. Some people believe South Africans receive subsidies, but we don't. So South African farmers pay tax. European farmers are a burden on the tax system. The common agricultural policy in Europe, it takes as much as 40% of the fiscus to try and keep their prices reasonable, their farmers on the ground. It's actually chaos.
How do we manage to produce food at such a low price then?
There is this belief that prices are what a farmer banks. So when the price is up, he's banking a lot. But actually, a farmer doesn't bank price. He banks income. So it's price times the volume, his yield. So the higher the yield, the price must come down to clear that crop. The lower the yield due to pressure on production, whatever the pressure is, and the volumes are down, his prices go up to stabilize his income. So for a farmer, it's like going down a road with a vehicle. If it's a bumpy road, do you loosen up the shock absorber or do you tighten it up? And obviously the answer is to loosen it up. Same with prices. Prices are the shock absorber for our industry. When it's a rough road, prices begin to become volatile like a shock absorber. And that keeps stability in our industry, keeps farmers on the ground and keeps high price runs at the shortest possible duration. It makes the consumer has to pay more when there's a real reason why that product is not there. And that's usually weather related. Though of late, it is also very politicized with oil prices and the wars and what have you. The best place to be is in a spot market environment because at least you get presented with a reality that's correcting itself all the time.
Now, that's very interesting, Vito, and I know that you're a big supporter of the spot market, and so is Subtropico, of course, but we'll talk about that next week when we investigate this issue a little bit further.